Hello and welcome to Living and Loving Each Day, Bridging Barriers. That's what we do all the time. And some of us, this podcast is specifically dedicated to parents with children with adaptive needs. It's also for adults with adaptive needs. And I'm a realtor that specializes in accessible housing. I'm also a big band singer, so that's what I do for my fun. And so happy and I love being a podcast host because I meet amazing people from all over the world. And today I have Vivianne Winters Israel. You've got three words, three names
I've got
with
three
me.
words. Yes.
There we go. So this is a podcast where we just want to share, inspire, and uplift people. So thank you so much for being here today and welcome, welcome, Vivian. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here very much. I'm
Thank you.
glad to
So,
get with you,
so tell
Vivian.
me a little bit about you and tell our audience about you and what service do you provide for all of us?
For all of us. Well, I've been a critical care nurse for 47 years, and I also took care of my mom in with some dementia. And what I have found, and I'm authoring books and actually, children's books to help them work through today's increased social emotional needs. And I do want those to go through teachers and schools for the reach and impact. And it was actually when I was researching what teachers would find most valuable in resource guides for stories was that I learned the magnitude of the overwork curriculum and stresses that our teachers are facing since the pandemic. And they were already overworked prior to that. And I have excellent self-care tools that I've come across in my life that to understand the difference between going through a crisis
Mhm.
without a self-care tool or going through a crisis with a powerful self-care tool.
Okay.
And it became to be that really this was for more than teachers only. It's basically for humans. But two of the self-care tools of my six favorite that I've come across take less than 2 minutes
Okay.
once learned. And I thought, well, that would be really great for teachers. But there are other ones that take a little longer, but they are very powerful. And that made such a major difference in my mental and emotional response to a life crisis
Mhm.
than when before with a crushing back injury that I didn't have those.
Yeah.
And as parents of children with special adaptive needs, and even or adults with a special adaptive needs, when you're in that
Mm.
essentially a 24/7, 365 situation, people don't take time often to take care of themselves. They might, not always, might allow themselves something that's me time.
Yeah.
Me time is great.
Yeah.
It's important to give themselves permission
Mm.
to take true care of themselves because that is the genesis for them to be able to take the best possible care of their charges,
Yes. Of
be
course.
that
Of course.
child or adult.
Yeah.
But, we're not geared for this 24/7, 365 thing. And it is a constant going out.
Mhm.
And often people will feel, well, if I do that, it means I'm not coping.
Yeah.
No, it is actually a way to cope. You need to take care of yourself to take the best care of others. And true self-care practices, the kind that elevate your everyday life
Yeah.
experience, and even those that can help you move with more ease through life crises, it is the best way to show up for yourself, the best way to show up for your loved ones.
Oh, so you want to give them permission. You need some people need permission to do nice things for themselves.
They truly do. I
So
really,
this
truly,
is a
truly do.
self-awareness thing that's so
Yeah.
important. And again, I know a lot of the people that I know and I'm surrounded by, they're always complaining and blaming stuff on people, and
Yes.
then they're like in this negative headspace because, and I say, wait a minute, like if you have a choice to do, to change that up a bit, to step back and stop, be self-aware and examine why are you feeling that you are and what can you do about it. So that self-care is so important.
It is important because when you are stressed and everything, little fiber is pulled, you can't use your proper executive
Yeah.
function. You can't come up with creative ways to help Johnny get from here to there or connect with something or take piece of time with something, you need to take care of yourself to be able to take best care of them.
Oh, so important. Yeah. So tell me, so what do you offer programs or coaching programs or what exactly do you offer?
Well, in this is what I really want to do is just I have a free downloadable PDF that I'll provide for your audience for have the link to.
Awesome.
So that these are the ones that I've come across and used. And some of them are just so incredibly powerful. I want them to go explore some, choose at least one that resonates with them, and practice it
Mhm.
regularly. Because practicing it regularly is the key to it becoming second nature to you.
Yes.
So that's part of your operating system. And I don't coach or do stuff like that in this business. I just have come across this with what I'm doing with the books I'm writing and wanting to help the teachers. And it becomes that it's for more than teachers, it's for humans.
Well, exactly. I believe that.
And
Yeah.
the downloadable, there of some information about each one of those with a link to who produces it, who created it,
Okay.
and how to access it. One of those less than 2 minute ones is by Dr. Paul Sheely. It's called Laser Focus Method. He
Okay.
has a free 5 little videos, one a day for 5 days to teach you this process. And once you practice it, you can get it down to 90 seconds or less.
Wow.
And so you can do it anytime, anywhere. There's another one from a book called The Power of Awe. And this is relatively new, but I believe this is going to become a household word in the next 5, 10 years. And it's another one you just read, you'll need to buy the book. And I have the picture of the proper book and the link to it on Amazon.
Good.
Just if you just read chapters 4 through 6 and the preface, you will have enough to get going through them. But there's a whole list of things, amazing things in the back that of what it helps with. And this is
Oh,
clinically proven during, guess what? The pandemic, when our entire species would drop into crisis. So if
yes.
it's working there, you know it's working. And
Oh,
it could bring literal joy into your being on demand. And that's about the most powerful thing we could all have.
oh,
Just take a couple of minutes to do something for ourselves on a regular
exactly.
basis.
Oh, exactly, exactly. Yeah, I
I
teach it.
will, yeah, I will be developing a 90-day to a better you self working program, probably available in the middle of next year, something that's gamified. And
Good.
within 90 days, there'll be 4 little mini challenges so that people can do in a fun way, practice doing this so that they will allow themselves to do it.
Awesome. Give that permission again and take
Yeah.
the time because I know some of the, especially the parents that I talk to and they're just overwhelmed with all the things that they're doing and just trying to get a respite worker and trying to get, and then people shifting, just managing their kiddos as well and their marriage. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
much going on for them. So this is a great gift, a great tool. Thank you so much.
If
Yeah.
there's something, if they can, and if they will do this, even try try the 2 minute things, just work with that. Because if they will do that before the conversations that
Mm,
they have with these services that they're trying to get, they will be in a better space to articulate what they need to ask for and to listen to what is said. Because when you're in that, because they are overwhelmed, it's just too much. It is too much. We're humans,
yes,
we're not robots, we're not meant to do this all like this.
yes,
But to give that little piece of time, so when it particularly starting when it means most, like when you're talking to the respite person, but you are so exhausted because you've been on hold or been calling in 5 different times, 12 different times and not getting information, that when you actually get somebody, you can't vocalize what you need.
exactly.
Do
Yeah.
this before that call. Do these before that
Okay.
call.
Well, that's
Yeah.
really great. I'm excited to check that out myself. I really appreciate that offer. That's really good.
There is a little something I can tell you to just do that just takes a few, and for some people it'll take more seconds than others, but these are things from Dr. Paul Sheely, who's one of my favorite adult teachers,
Okay.
and he's with the laser focus method, is that if you will relax your shoulders,
Hmm.
and some people it takes them a couple, 3 times to get to that point where they're really dropped and relaxed, but you will feel a little something. If you do truly drop them, there's a neurochemical change that happens in your body that tells you you are safe.
Say you're not in the fight or flight.
Right.
You're safe. Okay.
If you truly relax, then truly relax your forehead, neurochemically, your body will tell you you are relaxed in that moment, at least, but feel that and try to stay
Mhm.
there. Then take a little, your smile, just a tinge, just a little tiny change at the end of your lips and the edge of your eyes. And I forget which the neurochemical trigger that is, but if you do those three things, then focus on the movement of your breath over the top of your upper lip as it
Mhm.
goes out where it's warm and feels cool when you come in. You will be in a better state to listen to focus on that piece of your breathing. It's hard to do that, but just the effort of doing that takes you out of your head and into your body. And that is really the key to eliminating freak out for a piece of time. Because you can't freak out in your head when you really are in your body. And that is the fastest way to
Right.
get you into your body because people have really hard times with meditation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Many people. I mean, there are many people who do it just fine, but so many people have great difficulty. I think they have to be in a certain position. They think it has to be for X amount of time. They can't clear their mind. Well, no human can clear their mind. Whoever started that did a great disservice to humanity.
The expectation
Not the
is
meditation, but that you can be clear your mind. You can't.
yeah,
Um, but it can make such a difference in your life that your overwhelm isn't constant.
right.
And we feel that it isn't constant. It's like, oh, this is actually doing something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do more. And
Yeah.
then you can get yourself to a better place.
Oh, I love that because we feel like we're always in that fight or flight
Yes,
stance. And
yes.
it's just taking that self that's for me that's COVID helped me actually during the self-awareness component just because I was sitting in my office and I couldn't do anything and I would that's when I got to that understanding of oh I can stop and think about this and take that time to just to do my breath and to just think about why I'm feeling like I am and what I can do about it. And it was very deliberate and just saying, wait a minute, stop, like delete that feeling. Like, why do I feel like it? It was asking myself questions about why I'm feeling like I am. So I love what you're saying because then that just is saying you could have a code word for yourself, or something and saying, take a break or whatever, or the timeout room or whatever it is to take that moment just to relax. I love that.
Yes. And you don't have to be too far away, depending on the situation where you are. You might need to be out of the sight line of your person,
Mhm.
but it doesn't require a lot of space.
No.
But you do take space for yourself. And we have a tendency to feel that these things are not productive. Well, I have to do this thing over here for it, and I have to take her here, or I have to this appointment, or I have to do that. But if you are improving how you respond and manage everything for your person, that is productive. Take these little bits,
Oh,
look at those little bits of time through the day. What did you do that will help you help them that
that's
actually serves you all?
oh, that's powerful to be more self-aware of what
Mhm.
exactly is going on. Just to be in control, just the sense that you are in control of something.
And
That's
give yourself the permission to do it. Yes.
yeah, exactly.
We have a tendency to not do that.
I don't know
And
why we're so mean to
it's
ourselves.
killing us.
Why? Why are we so nasty to ourselves? Right?
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's
true.
wonderful work, Vivian. I really appreciate this. So they can find you. I'm sorry. Were you going to give me the link for those?
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
So I will email that to you,
Okay.
and so you
And
can put in
yeah,
whatever
because
you want to put it in, and it doesn't expire or anything like that. But it would just give somebody a headache to listen to this, link.
oh,
I'm
I
in the
love it.
process of prettifying it, but I don't have that as yet. And so yeah, telling them
Well,
that is
that's
just going to give me a headache. So we'll put it in whatever documentation
sure.
that you have.
Of
I'll
course.
email that to you. Do I
Okay.
have your email address in your
I
stuff?
think you
We can
should
talk
have
about
it
that.
there, and I can be reached at this my website is suejansen.ca.
Okay.
So that's probably the easiest, Janzen. And
Mhm.
but then when I record because this is my podcast that we're recording right now, but when I put this live on all my channels, and I will put that in my
The show
description
notes.
so that
Yes,
people will
perfect.
have that. I really want
Absolutely.
the audience to have that. So
Yes,
Vivian,
I
any just kind of as we wrap up, there's no rush, but if you anything that you want to share with us that have found like the overcoming barriers scenario where you, or one thing that you found that's been really powerful for you, or just some thought that you want to leave us with?
Well, it's these self-care tools, the ones that I identified in going through trying different things as powerful that have made such a phenomenal difference in my life. And for me, it's important that people give themselves the permission to take time to care of themselves. Because if we each did take true care of ourselves, there would be more ease in this world, more
Mm.
kindness, less destruction. And that really starts with you. It's not selfish. It's the root cause of things radiating out in a much better way.
So true. And when our cup is full, it's overwhelming. Our cup runneth over, and we can share that with the people around us. And then we're kinder to the people around us too. I think that that's, you don't realize until that happens, until you're having a really good day and you're really kind to somebody, and you want to pay that forward too, right?
Yes.
We want to gift people that peace and grace as well. And when
The
we're
other
in that,
thing I
I
would
love
say,
that.
just one other thing, is that they reach out for help from family. Often
Oh,
one sole person ends up being the caregiver, and everybody else sees them as that and
mm,
says they will do this and that, but this and that isn't going to happen usually unless you reach out and get to the point where you may need to insist, but you need to do it. Killing yourself is not going to help your person. It's not going to help you, the rest of your family. We need to learn to do these things for ourselves.
oh, we need to ask.
Yes.
Ask is tough for some people,
Yes,
and
it is very
but,
tough.
but we
Yes.
want to give them permission to say, you know what, it's okay. People can say no if they want, and if they can't do something for you, but at least you have to ask and let
Yes.
them know that, hey, if you could help me, I would really appreciate it in this area.
And
And it
yeah, some family members may need the experience of being in your position for
yeah.
24/7, 365 for a couple of days, because they don't, unless they've been there, they honestly don't understand.
They don't get it. And I come across that every single day with my granddaughter who's in a wheelchair, and she and just the comments that people make. That's my whole podcast is having parents share those stories where they say, well, what's wrong with your child? It's like nothing is wrong with my child. Something's wrong with you if you think that there's something wrong with my child. And just getting, so I want to provide that space for parents to say, you know what? We get it. Like you are in a space where we really understand that you're doing the very best you can, and that your child is unique and they can do so many things in their way. They're
Yes.
individuals, and there's so many things that they could do. And it's so exciting for them to do. I've got a granddaughter who just she has cortical vision impairment. And so her eyes look fine, but she had near SIDS at 8 weeks. And so my
Wow.
daughter has a nonprofit where she wants to provide a play place for all children, all abilities. So that's my
Mm,
dedicated
wonderful.
charitable thing. And that's why I'm doing my podcast, is to get the parents to understand you're not alone. You are not
Mhm.
alone. And there's a lot of people who really understand you and really appreciate what you're doing, and don't feel like you're on your own island here, and that we're here to help. So then that's why I
Excellent.
love having people like you on, because then it's like, this is great. Look at how all these knowledgeable people that can help, and especially in this case, in this subject, is that self-care is huge, and it's one of the parts of my module and my coursework as well. So
Excellent.
it's fit
Excellent.
right in. You're just like a perfect fit for me. You're right
Oh, thank you. Well, then the fact that you have this podcast, because a podcast, unlike some other things, it can reach so many more people at once. Because depending on where folks live, what's available to them, they may not be fully aware of. So it's
there.
valuable work.
Yes. Thank you so much. Well, Vivian, you're a beautiful guest, and thank you for sharing your gifts with us today. And everybody,
Absolutely.
thank you so much for joining us. I will be putting Vivian's gift in the description, so you'll have that link. And you can go to suejansen.ca, because I'm in Canada here. So,
Yeah.
and I'd love to be in touch with you. So thank you, everybody, so much for joining us today. Vivian, thank you for being such a beautiful guest and for sharing your gifts with us. I appreciate it very much. So
Thank you, Suzanne. My pleasure.
yeah, thank you, everybody. Bye.